In this video, I'm going to show you how this automation can speed up your entire content creation process while increasing effectiveness, because now you have data based on signals that your target audience and ICP are giving out on the internet in the form of comments. People have took time out of their day to post a frustration or ask a question on a channel, on a business that is very similar to what you have to offer. So it's just a matter of finding those and turning it into a content or offer opportunity. And so what we're doing here is based on the social platform that your target audience likes to hang out. We have TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, Instagram, and maybe you have a video, a Reddit thread that you want to analyze, but you don't want to go through the comments all day long to be able to see what problems that people are having. You're busy, you've got different things to worry about. And so let's say we just have a simple table here of we like weight loss advice. We're going to put that in here. And so once I hit this button, which is going to trigger this automation, it's going to see which in these have statuses that I still need to analyze. It's going to detect which social platform that I had. So either one of these four: TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, Instagram, could be LinkedIn, could be Facebook. And if you have one, maybe you have one YouTube, one Reddit, it's going to run asynchronously, and then it's going to combine them all at the end, which is why we have this node at the end here. Now what we're doing is we're having AI analyze those comments. You're a senior content strategist, audience psychologist. We're going to take all of that data from the previous node. And then all of this right here, as you can see, which I will show you in the output, is essentially creating an analysis of the comments within the post that we provided. So it tells you what people are looking for, simple, repeatable systems. And of course, you can adapt this to exactly what your process looks like, how your content team, how you like to operate, and what information will be helpful for you to guide your decision making. So here, what I have trend signals that highlight several core opportunities, right? Audiences want dependable structure and accountability, no excuses identity. Viewers expect realistic timelines and validation that health and physique gains are possible without PEDs. So you could easily create a content opportunity around what's a realistic timeline for me to gain 10 pounds of muscle? How realistic is it for me to gain X amount of muscle without steroids? System thinking over hacks, you can make a video around that. So based on what the people are asking for, what people are saying in the comments, could easily guide with more content opportunities rather than you just throwing spaghetti at the wall. And it gives you actionable to-dos that you could create based on the trends that we have analyzed in the up here. Produce nutrition myth-busting content, create a 90-day natty realism transformation series, content framework around discipline first identity. And then based on how you create content or what your SOPs are, how your content team likes to work, right? Gives you a similar content example, overview, script foundation, hook, call to action, core narrative, gives you a shot list and a production checklist. So based on how your content team likes to operate, you could put all of your SOPs, you could put your creative director, your marketing director, you could put their brain inside these three nodes on how you analyze content, how you could adapt this specifically to your offer and your niche, and then also how you create the SOPs for other team members to then act on whatever task those might be. So maybe you send something off to your copywriter, right, with some SOPs. Maybe you have your editor, creative director, and so you could easily adapt this to accelerate your content operation. All right, so getting into how you're going to set this up for yourself, the first thing that you want to do is have your workflow start with a webhook. Make sure that it's post. I have a simple button here in Notion where I just have, when button is clicked, send webhook. And so you just put this exact webhook in here. Make sure that if you have a active status webhook that you put in production URL, not test URL, that's an easy hiccup for some people. And then once that I click that button, I use this Notion page to get posts, right? And it's searching this database URL, which happens to be this one. And now in here, I'm making sure that I filter it to that it only has for to do. So if it's already done, it's not going to take it, only if it was to do, right? So again, you don't have to use Notion here. You can use Airtable, Google Sheets, any CRM. It doesn't matter. I just use Notion. And then it's going to then sort based on if it's TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, and what we're doing is we're taking the column with the post URL, because it's going to have Reddit, it's going to have Instagram, it's going to have whatever here. And then we're going to then, what this is doing is it's going to route it accordingly based on what it found in the URL. Now we have 4 different sets of Apify actors here. You can find these on the Apify store. It's a scraper, right? This is just TikTok comment scraper. This one's just going to be YouTube comment scraper, Reddit comment scraper, Instagram comment scraper. It's going to gather all of those. So all you have to do is put the actor URL here. The input JSON here is you're going to scroll over to JSON here, and you're just going to copy paste that and put that into here. An important thing is that when you have post URLs is that you take this URL, which is going to be from the router. This specifically was Reddit, so let's go here. Right, what we did is that we drag and drop this property post video URL, and we're just going to put that right here. An easy way to think about this is that if you're scared about the formatting, what you do is you just put an example in here. It's going to show you that JSON, and then it's going to show you exactly how you format it. All you have to do is take this, delete it, or when you copy this over, paste it in here, just replace that quotation marks with this, and make sure you keep these quotation marks there. Anyways, what we're going to then do is we're going to make sure we merge and combine everything. Let's say we had Reddit, 1 YouTube, 1 TikTok. We're going to put that all into here. All right, so what we're doing here is that now we are creating our Notion main page. You can title it whatever you want, and then we are making sure what we're doing here in these next few nodes is that we're going to make it look all pretty. Otherwise you're just gonna get one long piece of text and it looks bad. So what we're doing is we're transforming it into well formatted markdown, so we have a clear structure here: summary, highlights, things to know, trend analysis. So everything that you see here with the bullet points. And what we have to do is we have to get a little creative with it. So we're going to use a set field nodes just to make sure that it can be nice and clean when we give it to this code node, which essentially what we're doing here is now that we have this markdown that we created with this ChatGPT here, markdown is just a form of how you format the text. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we create it into these pretty looking blocks. And then we have to use a separate Notion API call here because we don't have one. We actually don't have it as an option here because we're trying to provide markdown. So we have to use an HTTP request patch. The URL is this. And then what you want to do is this right here is when we created the main page, the ID right here, this is the ID of the main page that we created. So what we're doing is, hey, we're just adding blocks to this page, which we are identifying here. And then we again are using a set fields node based on the main content analysis right here. So if you look at the output, it gave us a bunch of different content briefs based on the different categories of problems or content opportunities that the other AI has identified. So we're just putting that out here. We're splitting it out into separate outputs so that we can create an individual Notion page for each. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3. So how you're doing that is you just use a split out content briefs right here and you just put that in here. You need to make it really easy for the AI to be able to just insert one at a time. Now again, we're going to create a new page, but we want to put it on that same one that we have originally created here. And we have that ID based on the output here. Whoops. We have a URL, so you just need to put that URL here, and the title can be whatever you want. But we have the title here and the content brief, content title, so we just put that right here. Then we have another AI and just saying, hey, I want videos similar related to this criteria based on this inspiration. Search for real YouTube videos that match or similar to these description. So we're having it go out into the internet, find different stuff for inspiration that we can put into our own content. Maybe you could relate this back to your own resources. It could be a Reddit thread, it could be just the internet. However you want to decide is up to you. What we're doing now is we're taking that output, and these are production documents. So this piece is very optional. It's just if you want to, maybe you already have a content team, a video team, maybe you have a writing team. You have clear SOPs on how once you have an idea, once you know the direction that you want to take a particular piece of content, if you have SOPs that you want to create around this, this is where you can create that, right? You have your shot list, production checklist. So super optional if you want, not necessary. And there you have it. I hope this was helpful and thank you so much.